Welcome to Mama's Space, a podcast wherein moms can relax, reflect, and connect with others through their stories and experiences. Being a mom is a challenging, beautiful adventure that shouldn't be navigated alone. Join me as I connect with fellow moms about their journey into motherhood. We'll get down to the nitty-gritty and chat about the joy, the tears, the mess, and all the love that comes with being a parent. Well, hello everybody. I'm your host, Brittany Miller, and you've tuned in to the first episode of Mama's Space. I am huddled up here with yet another cup of tea. We are on day 7 of stormy, rainy weather in Cape Town, and I think we are all going a little bit crazy and feeling very cooped up now. I'm sure you can all relate to the challenge of trying to keep a toddler happy when they can't go outside, to the challenge of trying to keep track of the ever-growing pile of laundry that needs to be done when you can't hang it up anyway to dry properly and you get that damp, icky smell. So it has been a lot. There have been a lot of feelings, and I think we all need a bit of sunshine. I was looking forward to seeing the weather change this morning, but then my friend actually messaged earlier to say that there's more rain coming, so I don't know how we're going to get through the next week. But you and I aren't here to chat about the weather, so let's dive into the real purpose behind this episode today. While I'm really not one for the limelight, I thought I should probably introduce myself a bit on here before we dive into the stories of the wonderful mothers around me. So, who am I? Well, I am a stay-at-home mom to a very active, adventurous 18-month-old. She came out kicking, basically, and hasn't stopped moving since. When I'm not in active mom mode, I love organizing and decluttering spaces, pottering with my plants, and getting lost in a good book. One of the ways to my heart is generally through my stomach, which loves a good bowl of pasta, steak, chocolate, and bubbly. I also love the smell of clean floors, and I treasure deep chats and connections with those around me. I love being a wife and a mom, and I totally couldn't imagine my life without my little girl. Children change so much in such a short space of time, and I've really loved being around to witness my daughter's small moments and milestones. Since her birth, I have taken on the role of the key photographer in my family, capturing all occasions from all different angles so that I can remember the moments and share them with our family and friends. Because, I mean, if mom doesn't document it, who else will, right? Definitely been the case in my family. While I feel so blessed that my husband and I have been able to make this work for our family, I must admit that it has been quite isolating and boring at times. I grew up with a strong desire to be a mom, but this chapter has been harder than I imagined it would be. The days have often felt quite mundane and repetitive, and I really was not quite prepared enough for the feelings of loneliness and rage that I've often sat with. It's been hard to keep my emotions in check when everything is both so new and changing all the time. Functioning with inconsistent sleep also adds its own set of challenges, which has often unraveled me. Being a mom is a really beautiful thing, but it can also feel quite overwhelming at times. There are the good days, and then there are the bad, messy days. And we can often be quite hard on ourselves, our worst critic. Just yesterday, for example, we were out at a restaurant that has an indoor play section. Yay! And I realized that I hadn't brought my daughter's water along. No big deal, really. I could just ask the waiter for some water for her. But when I realized that I hadn't bought it, my immediate reaction was to call myself a bad mom. I didn't even really take notice of what I'd said, but my sister's strong response took me back a little bit, and I was quite surprised. She immediately came to my defense and said that was so not the case, and why on earth did I think that forgetting a bottle made me a bad mom? Well, I didn't think much of it at the time, and I didn't have much of a response in that moment, but I was thinking about it afterwards, and it made me wonder how many other times I've looked down on myself and critiqued myself for the silly, stupid things. I know we all have our stuff, and this is clearly an area that I need to work on for myself. I think it's important for us to realize and internalize that we are not alone on this roller coaster ride of mothering. So, I've started this podcast with the hopes that this will be a space where both you and I can find real comfort as we navigate the day-to-day challenges and adventures that come with motherhood. I'm so excited to see how this all evolves and what comes from my conversations. I hope that you'll join me for the chaos and the connections that lay ahead.